The man charged in the terror attack on Fort Hood is still getting a paycheck from the U.S. military. Army Major Nidal Hasan stands accused of killing 13 people and wounding 32 others in that attack at Fort Hood in November of 2009. Hasan is behind bars awaiting trial, but the Washington Times reports he's still received $278,000 in pay since then. Meanwhile, the people he shot are not getting combat pay from the attack because the Army has classified it as a workplace violence. Joining us now with more is Jessie Jane Duff, a retired gunnery sergeant from the U.S. Marine Corps and now with Concerned Veterans of America. Well, this story is shocking. The man who's accused of killing 13 fellow servicemen and women is still getting a large military salary. Should the military consider revamping its uniform code of military justice?
Well, I believe that they should. As it stands right now, a lot of people don't realize that if you're on active duty and you're charged with a crime, you will receive your pay until you're actually convicted. So Nidal Hasan is not a unique individual. It does pertain across the board to all active duty military. But with this case, I think this would be a time for people to take a second look at what our policies currently stand as.
Indeed. Now, this was clearly a terrorist attack. Hasan was inspired to do this because of an al-Qaeda terrorist. How could this be just workplace violence, keeping the victims from receiving combat pay?
Well, the Army has come out and said that once the evidence surfaces during trial, that does demonstrate that this was a terrorist act and that he was influenced to be radicalized, they will reclassify it. A lot of people aren't aware of that, though. And so the workplace violence thing is maybe moving forward in a positive direction after trial, and it will get reclassified. And hopefully all of the victims will receive the benefits and the Purple Hearts that they are justifiably earned.
The president just gave a speech saying we are now fighting a war against extremists. Do we make a mistake when we ignore the Islamist roots of the terrorists like Nidal Hasan?
Oh, absolutely. There was definitely records of him contacting Anwar al-Awlaki, and he had a lot of correspondence with him. He was radicalized, and I think a lot of those red flags were ignored. So, you know, in this era of extremist Islamist behavior, we have to take note of people that are making contact with those that are practicing that type of behavior.
Indeed. Jessie, there is another injustice that other American veterans are facing right now. Tell us about the million vet backlog.
Oh, this is a terrible situation with our Veterans Administration. Right now, there's over 1 million veterans waiting for their medical claims to be addressed by the VA. And what this means is that people are waiting to receive the medical services or the money that they're allocated from their medical injuries while they were on active duty, whether it be a disability or PTSD. So we have over 600,000 veterans right now that have been waiting over a year. 20,000 veterans a year are dying before they even receive their claims. 55 a day.
That is unreal. Real quickly, what can viewers do to help vets in these circumstances?
Well, Concerned Veterans for America, we do have a petition we really desperately want everyone to sign. It's called millionvetbacklog.com. You can go there and please sign it. We're trying to get 20,000 signatures so that we can get the VA to move forward with this and get General Shinseki relieved. Basically, in the 5 years that he's been in place as the Veterans Administration Secretary, the claims have gone over the exceeded amount by 2,000%. So there's 97% of those claims are still done manually. They're not even done electronically. So we must get this addressed and changed.
Indeed, indeed. Jessie Jane Duff, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.